Okay, let's explain what the debt limit is. First of all, the US government takes in less than it spends, and every year they make these commitments, and essentially the bills come due, and that's exactly what's happened now. So this isn't new spending, this is bills that are due that have already been agreed. But they've hit the debt limit, and it's up to Congress to extend that debt limit. That hasn't happened for the moment, and so the Treasury Secretary, who warned a couple of weeks ago that she'd have to take extraordinary measures to perhaps nurse the economy through to May and June, has done exactly that in the last couple of hours by sending a letter to Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House, and also the ranking members on the important committees in both the Senate and the House. So what is she doing? Well, first of all, she's saying we're not going to pay into certain retirement accounts for the moment. Those that don't need to be paid out at the moment, we don't need to put that money in right now. She's holding back payments to other accounts as well. And as the days go on, she'll look at shifting money around various departments. Say if the Department of Homeland Security has got a slight excess, she can perhaps move that to the Department of Transport. And then there is going to be the realisation of assets, essentially selling investments that they've already made to try and raise money. But it's up to Congress then to take the action to raise the debt limit, because if it doesn't, there's a real financial earthquake. It could cause problems. Back in 2011, when there was this standoff between Congress and then President Barack Obama, the US actually lost its top-rated credit rating for the first time ever in history. The economy took a hit, and the global economy felt the earthquake as well. So there's a real danger that this could cause a real problem, particularly in a global economy which is already struggling with inflation and high prices and also big energy costs as well.
And if this does turn into a big political showdown, a big battle in Congress, how's that going to destabilise government?
Interesting you use the word should it. It will. There's no doubt about it. The Republicans have said, look, we want spending cuts. And why are they saying that? That's because when Kevin McCarthy was appointed Speaker, he made promises to try and make sure he got enough votes. Among those promises were to a group of Republicans who said, we want spending cuts when the debt limit talks come up. What's the Biden administration saying? No spending cuts. This is a clean bill. You pass it the way you've passed it before for Republican and for Democratic presidents. And so there is this political game of chicken where both sides are facing off, and they're hoping that they'll be able to get something done in the next few weeks. For the Republicans, it's tough because they're saying we want spending cuts, but of course if they pass a bill that says X, that's not going to get through the Senate and certainly won't be signed by Joe Biden. And if it shuts the government down, and that's a possibility, then the Republicans will be blamed for it, because they'll say this is your fault and you could have passed a bill that extends the debt limit. So it's going to be an interesting 3 or 4 weeks. The US isn't on the edge of default at the moment, but it's certainly causing some headaches at the Department of Treasury behind me and just along the road on Pennsylvania Avenue at the White House.
There's a lot